Hey guys, it's Mr. Walker here, and once again today in this lesson we're going to be talking about measuring angles. And I'm going to try to keep this video kind of short and sweet because I think you guys kind of already get the gist of this, but I want to go over a few points that we may not have seen or we may not understand yet, okay? So I'm going to be using, the goal of this lesson anyway is to use a couple different tools to measure angles. But once again, all I have on my program here is this 180-degree protractor. So it's a half circle protractor. And you guys might have the whole circle protractor, and it's totally fine. You can use whatever one you have or whatever one you have access to, whatever one you feel the most comfortable with. Either way, you're still going to get the same measurement. So I'm just going to be using this half circle one here. And I'm going to draw a couple different angles here, and we're going to take a look at what they are, what they mean, and just kind of talk about things for a little bit. So I have this one angle drawn here. We'll just go ahead and we're going to call this angle C. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of label it in there. So this is angle C. And I'm going to take this angle right here, and I'm going to make a copy of it. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, and we'll call this guy angle D. Okay, so I have two angles here, angle C and angle D. Now angle C, the lines coming off of angle C, the arcs, as we call them, are longer than they are in angle D. But we're going to see whether or not that affects the actual angle that we have here. So let's take a look. If I bring my protractor over here, again, just to kind of reiterate how to use a circular or a half circle protractor, I'm going to want to line up one of my arcs, one of my lines here, with the bottom line in the protractor. So you can see there's this line that runs across the bottom here. So I want to line that up on the same line, and I want to get the vertex of my angle right on my middle point of the protractor here, okay? And then I'm going to start from 0, and I'm going to count up to wherever that line, the other arc of my angle touches. So if I look here, maybe I could see if I could zoom in a little bit. Zoomed in here, and if I look, we're at 10, 20, 30, a little bit past 30, I'd say probably about to the 35, maybe 36 mark, like somewhere right in there. So we'll call this angle, we'll say that it measures, call this angle, we'll say that it measures 36 degrees, okay? So now if I come down here to angle D, I'm going to bring my protractor down, I'm going to do the same thing, okay? Line up my bottom line there, and put my vertex over the middle point of my protractor. Perfect, we see that a little bit better now. Now, one thing with this is I'm not really sure where it's pointing to. It's kind of hard to see, right? Because my line doesn't extend all the way out. So what I can actually do is you can kind of use this as a ruler, right? This protractor, and I'm actually going to like line up my protractor along this line, and then just like with a pencil or whatever, I could just draw to extend that line. Just draw right along the edge of the protractor to kind of extend that line. Now, my line doesn't look as nice and neat because this is all kind of like virtual, but you get the idea. I can use the protractor to extend my line, then I could come back down, line everything up, here and here, perfect, and I could see now that, let me bring this back to the front, I could see a little bit better now where that line comes through, and it would be about the same measurement, about 36, right? It's between the, I know my line's a little bit thicker, but you get the idea. So even though one angle's lines, their arcs are bigger, longer than in others, that's not going to necessarily change the angle. So just because they're different sizes as far as the lines are concerned, that's not going to change the measurement of the angle, okay? And we can always extend our line out if we need to see where it goes in order to be able to measure that angle a little bit better, okay? And so just to check our measurements here, if I were to move one angle on top of another, you could see even though one is bigger and one is smaller, they're going to match up, right? It's the same angle even though our lines are longer, which is cool. So hopefully that makes sense. We're going to see another clip here that shows us using a circular protractor. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. I thank you for watching this quick little video, and we'll talk to you soon.